I met Roy Delgado 20 years ago when I arrived here at Mirage. I met him down at City Hall and struck up a conversation with him. I was new and I was asking some advice on how to get my city water hooked up and the trash collected, and we started talking. He offered to come to my house and see if there's anything else that I needed. So that's the first time I met Roy.
Roy came from very humble beginnings. He was the oldest of 6. I think he was born with leadership skills. They had no entertainment other than what they provided each other.
We had a 2-room country school, and the county used to bring books to us. So my favorite books were always by an author by the name of Jack London.
Any chance that Roy got to go to a library, he was so thrilled. Roy joined the military at a pretty early age. So he spent 21 years in the military learning these traits of leadership and teamwork. We moved to El Mirage in 1997, and it was like maybe 3 years later that he was approached about getting involved in city government. He ran for council and was blessed to get elected.
So after getting elected, I decided I'm going to strike out and go visit the library, because I heard we had a library in town. Well, I walked into the building next door, which was our library. It's about 640 square feet. I see all these little kids just enjoying this library, and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing, but it's not good enough for this little town. It needs a bigger library. And so by jumping on the bandwagon then, I got to meet Max Wilson, who was our county supervisor at the time. And he asked me if I'd like to be on the committee.
We had a Citizens Advisory Committee, which was established by the Board of Supervisors, the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, to be able to appoint individuals, citizens, to come and talk with us about our library services. And Councilman Delgado was on that committee for quite a while, always an incredible advocate for libraries, but in particular for El Mirage, always advocating for El Mirage. That made it very powerful for us to recognize that we indeed had a local advocate. And sometimes with libraries, that isn't always the case.
So he was on this committee for 14 years working with this team. He saw a lot of libraries being built.
As a leader, if you want to get things done in your city, sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves and get in there and show the rest of the people that that you're willing to do your part.
Roy has worked on the library for years and years. The Friends of the Library, he's always promoted kids reading at the library and adults.
We have a lot of future leaders in our city of El Mirage. I call them little people, because those little people grow up to be big people, and they will be taking over the reins, so we got to prepare them. We got to make everything just right for them so that they can hit the road running.
So many years of working for something, towards something, and to finally see it come to be, and it is so beautiful. It's so amazing.
It will be very nice to have a programming room on location, whereas before we've had to travel around to the senior center to utilize the space. It will be very nice to have the computer lab and access to the computers. Our staff will be able to have better work environment. We have an electronic book sorter, which will be great for the kids to see how those materials are returned, and also for staff to have a more effective way to get them checked in and back on the shelves. The increased parking, the location as a whole, couldn't be happier.
Everybody's not sitting on top of each other and doing things, have quiet areas, have meeting rooms, computer rooms, and the fact that we have a lot of land out there. If we need to do another expansion down the road, we can do it, you know.
I would just like for people in the future to understand that he worked really hard to get this done, to get his dream to come true.
He had a lot of roadblocks over the years, and he just went after it and didn't let go. So to me, he's worked the hardest to get this library, and I think he's earned the right of recognition. And I made that suggestion to city council members and the city manager, that Roy pushed it forward, he helped with the funding, and he really cares about this community. So I think it would be a good tribute to Roy.
When I heard that news, I could not think of a more fitting tribute for someone that cares about libraries and cares about El Mirage. That is truly an attribute of his that came across in all of our conversations. He cared about libraries. He cares deeply about El Mirage, and that showed in basic conversation associated with the committee work.
He's very kind to the community.
It's like full circle for what he wanted for this community.
I like this carpet. It's got that little blue there.
So glad that he will be able to see that grand opening and really drink in what he was such an integral part of.
You're the love of my life. And I appreciate you so much.
He's a good guy.